But we're not trying to scare people either. But at the same time, it is good to know these things, that there's a lot of moving parts in these cases. There are a lot of different entities to involve with, rules, regulations, government entities to deal with, state, federal. But I think right now we've shown that it is important to have an attorney. But why is it critical to have one right out of the gate?
Well, let me tell you what the attorney has to do right out of the gate. So when you have a potential world of regulations to deal with and a whole universe of potential violations of those regulations, and you have companies and trucks and people and trailers and all these different components, preservation of evidence out of the gate is the biggest thing with most trucking cases. When you have totaled vehicles, when you have loads that maybe have shifted and have caused wrecks, when you have trailers that aren't properly maintained, you've got to get to the evidence right away and start documenting that evidence. You have to get to the company right away and start getting them to preserve any evidence that they have. And so right out of the gate, you have to send very specific letters to those companies, spoliation letters that list all of the things that you want that company to preserve for evidence. And you're probably going to want to send someone to go look at that truck, which y'all did not too.
Yeah,
just a couple weeks ago. You got that experience where you had to go document everything. So you need to get to the truck right away, and you need to document any violations that are visible with the truck. And depending on the wreck, you probably also want to get that truck's black box, which is the information on the truck, just like an airplane, that records speed, braking distances, all of those things. But all those bits of evidence could possibly disappear or erode or be in a state of some disrepair into the future. So you want to make sure that you're getting to it right away. So it's important for the lawyer right out of the way to send those letters, and really right out of the gate. I mean, my philosophy is on a trucking case, if there's basically any degree of damages, we just file suit. It's not like a regular, auto wreck case where you may wait till someone's done treating, get the medical records together, send a demand, take the opportunity to try to resolve the case before you file suit. With a trucking case, you just really can't do that. You have to jump in right away and start digging into all of those things, because time is your worst enemy in a trucking case.
And in order to preserve our clients' rights, we have to be able to jump on that immediately.
You have to be able to. And you can imagine, like the case that we had recently, there were reasons to go get pictures of the trailer and see where damage was on the trailer. And if that trailer, if they keep using it and, you don't get pictures of it till 8 months later, well, trailers take a lot of damage backing into loading docks and being in yards and, people bumping them with tow motors or forklifts or whatever the case may be. And over the life of a trailer, they get dinged up quite a bit. And so you could have a year later, there's 10 more dents on that trailer, and you have no idea what was caused from what. So,
or it could be across the country.
It could be gone. Yeah. And then good luck.
Yeah. So, because in that case that we were just dealing with a couple of weeks ago, we had an independent operator, and he had a trailer, from a company that he had picked up. So fortunately, it was still together, and we were able to go take pictures. But of course, he could have jumped that trailer off and been on to his next job, and we have no idea. And the trailer was critical to the specific facts of that accident. So, well, that sounds pretty good, Joel. I mean, I know we've kind of touched it briefly, but is there anything else you want to kind of talk about more specifically about the let's just call them the rules, FMCSR?
The big takeaway is, if you're involved in a wreck or any incident involving what you suspect to be a commercial vehicle, and it's basically the smell test. If it's a large truck, then it's probably a commercial vehicle. If you believe that to be the case, then it's definitely not something that you want to handle on your own. And you're going to want to contact attorneys who are accustomed to dealing with tractor-trailer cases and understand the layers of complexity that come with those things. So I would encourage anyone to reach out, especially to Schiller and Hamilton, because we have a lot of experience with that, to discuss those issues if they have been involved or a loved one has been involved in an accident or a wreck involving a tractor-trailer.